Hey, this is Sir Charles Carey. I want you to join me on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for the Tru-Mu Podcast, True Music. That's where we talk about all things.
I'm a musician, singer-songwriter, producer, engineer.
All things creative.
Me and my co-host, Carl T. Smith, the smooth one, will be glad to hear you, glad to talk to you, answer your questions, and talk all things music. The Tru-Mu Podcast, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Be part of the energy.
I can see that thing that makes men stop, stand still, all in denial, suffer loss of will.
Hey, folks, it's crazy traffic on the internet, so we're going to jump right into it. Oh, man, I want to introduce to some and present to others, Brett Stacker, my man Skrillington. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Look, man, it's crazy, man. I told somebody a couple of years ago, I said they probably will never tell us, but the internet is probably so filled with smart devices, cell phones, tablets, netbooks, gaming consoles, that the traffic is jamming up because that's exactly what just happened. It said,
wow.
It said there's a lot of traffic. Wait for 30 seconds and try again. I'm like, I knew it, but they'll never admit it. That's crazy,
yeah, man.
How's your day, man?
Oh, man, my day's been busy. It's been a busy day, man, but it's been productive. Definitely productive.
But look, man, before we get into the meat of things, I wanted to ask you about the Super Bowl. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I checked it out. So,
did you like Bad Bunny or what?
I mean, I didn't have an issue. First of all, I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny. It's nothing against Bad Bunny at all. I'm just not a particular fan of Bad Bunny. I don't listen to a lot of Bad Bunny. But I mean, I thought the show was good. It was a good show. Like other Super Bowl shows. I mean, it's no different than what Iggy or anybody else has been on there. I got my favorites. To be honest, when it had 50 Cent and whoever, that for me, I'm from the hip hop era, so I like that show.
Man, Kid Rock was crushing it, man. No, I'm stop.
Now that, I'm sorry. That was. I don't want to say whack.
You're probably right. He probably was sorry.
Man, but if it would, I think, okay, you know what? I don't like the fact that they had an alternate halftime show.
Exactly.
Especially when it was a lot of people that never heard of Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people, in that community never heard of Kendrick Lamar, and a lot of people stood there they weren't with the whole vibe or background of what was going on. Now the kids were, because their kids are more into hip hop and everything like that, so they understand what's going on, the controversy behind it, the whole build up. But they didn't have I don't think they had a alternate halftime show. So to me, I think, man, keep the politics out of it, man.
Exactly. And I'll be honest with you, when Kendrick Lamar did the Super Bowl, of course, I'm familiar with who he is and I'm familiar with his music, but I didn't thoroughly or truly understand the storyline on what was going down with him and Drake. So by him doing the Super Bowl, I really learned more about the project. So I was like, oh, okay. They're not like us. It's all good.
Hey, man, it was a nice build up. Man, marketing plan was impeccable. And for it to end up there, it was a legendary moment. It was a legendary moment.
And I also like the Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent joint too with Eminem. I thought that was a great halftime show. Not to mention MJ, not to mention Bruno and Beyonce. Man. I mean, all those were, to me, like, it was like that. Yeah.
I love the MJ. I love MJ. Bruno was, listen,
Yo,
I
he
ain't
did
gonna
his
lie.
thing.
I was partying. I was partying the Bruno.
Yep, no doubt. Because I think Bruno's been there twice, right? I think once with Beyonce, maybe once by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, but I'm a big Bruno fan. But because Bruno touches on a little bit of old school with a fly blend of current sounds, and to me, it just works. So I like everything.
I love it. I love the Silk Sonic what's it?
Oh
Silk
man,
Sonic, Soul Sonic. I love that whole thing. The thing with Anderson .Paak. Man, look. They
hidden gem. Like people didn't really know about Anderson .Paak like that.
true. I wasn't actually. That's what brought Anderson .Paak to my eyes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, who was this? I'm like, oh, okay, I like this guy. And what's crazy is an artist could be out there floating around and be a big artist. It's not that they're not big. It's just that you weren't notified about them. You weren't introduced to them yet. So
exactly. And being like you said, an artist could be out there for a while floating around, and we may not know about them. But the truth of the matter is, they ain't new to the game. Just like usually the thing is, before you become an artist, or at least a known artist, you got to write for somebody, and then you get your shot. But some people, avoid or elude that process, but most at some point will cater to or succumb to that process. And again, like you said, the process is what it is. You've been out there for a long time, Mr. Break Stacker. So you've been doing your thing, and we are from the same family here in the DMV, the Suitland Fest, Basket of Cheer. A lot of the people that we run circles with or run with in our community, we're entrepreneurs of the same bloodline, helping others, creating, and whether it's Success, Filthy Rich, Tara, Enoch, we've all been doing the same things for a number of years.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine if you could supersize the whole Suitland Fest organization and allow the individual entities to continue running, and we can really be filtered through our organic talents, it would probably even be bigger and bring more notoriety to the DMV and more notoriety to this or the area that people see us in, so. But with that being said, man, tell us a little bit about the young Bread Stacker.
Oh man, let's see. Native Washingtonian.
Okay.
Went to Crossland High School.
Oh, you went to Crossland? Okay.
Yes, sir. Went to Crossland High School. Graduated from Crossland. Went to Bowie State.
Okay.
From Bowie State, I just jumped out there. That's when I started. Actually, I started writing. I went to Bowie State on a music scholarship.
Right. Tell us more about that, because I remember you telling me something about your pedigree as it related to writing and when you were coming through those collegiate years.
Okay, so during that time, I was going to Bowie State. I went to Bowie State on a saxophone scholarship. That's how I even got into Bowie State. And they put me in a marching band. I did not like the marching band. Okay,
I think we Dagnabbit, come on now, internet. Man, we losing all of that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Let me know.
Okay. So what happened? You didn't like the marching band?
I didn't like the marching band. So I got into theater, but to keep my scholarship, I had to be in some type of music program. So I went ahead and I joined the gospel choir. Okay. So it was it was the easiest thing. It was right up my alley. And during that time, with my own time, I would go up to Night Flight. I was some of my friends and one of my brothers was part of a group called Knights of the Round Table, a hip hop group. So I was going up to Night Flight, and I would watch this guy named Scotty Beats. I would watch him do his thing. You know, he was like the top engineer at that time. So I was like a sponge soaking up for him. And I got a chance to write some songs. One of the projects that, like my first project that I started writing for, it didn't make the album, but I started writing for Prophet Jones. I don't know if you remember that group.
I don't.
So, okay, so
Come on, internet. This internet's killing me.
okay.
All right.
So I started off. What we got down there?
Welcome
Okay.
to the Banana Conference. I don't know who that is, but they checking us out.
Hey, that's cool. So one of you familiar with Stacey Lattisaw?
I'm gonna ask you, was she still an active artist? Because Night Flight is was it her husband's?
Kevin, yeah.
Okay.
So I was dealing with him, and he had to say he was making music, making tracks, and he needed some lyrics. So he asked us to write, and we wrote. Me and a guy named Albert Littlejohn, we were writing songs, and that was my first lick. That was my first payday doing that. So from there, I started producing myself. Started composing and making music and doing my thing, and just on the hip hop side, making a lot of tracks for individuals. And I found myself. It was weird. One day in my journey, I was working. I met Kevin Peterson because of the saxophone player.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you about that. That name sounds familiar.
So from there, Kevin was like, "Hey man," he heard me playing the keys, so he was like, "Hey man, I want you to play with my band." So I said, "Okay, cool." I started playing with Kevin's band, Top 40 band, and we would play. We would gig around. We were gigging, Delaware, you name it. Anywhere they wanted us to play, we would go and play. A lot of times we hop on that tour bus and we would go, go to those gigs.
So how many instruments do you play?
Well, I play keys, I play the bass, of course, saxophone. Pretty much any woodwind instrument I can play because of playing the saxophone. But piano, bass, play some percussions.
So you like Prince? You don't need a band.
you always need a band. You always need a band, but I can hold it down if I had to. I can hold.
I remember when Rich told me that you played keys and you was like official. I was like, really? I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, bet. Man, I tell you, this internet is killing me, Jack.
My break 2012, I ended up writing a song for this Japanese lady named Salia with Unicorn Table. And that was a big break for me. When I did that the Trust in Me album, man, that like Japan showed me love. Japan showed me big love, and that was like my first time. So let me tell you about that situation. I was in there. We were in there practicing, and the Salia's DJ came in to work on their set. I was setting up for them and everything like that, so they could do their band practice. And he heard my music, and he was like, "Oh man, I like that I like that track. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So he was like, how much you want for it? So I threw out an astronomical. I just threw out a number. I was like, oh man, give me 4 bands. Give me 4 or 5,000. And he was like, huh. His knees ain't buckled. So I was waiting for him to be like, oh, whoa. And that's when that's when I realized I should have asked for more.
For sure.
So I was like, okay. He ended up coming in, and when he came in with with her management. It was this Japanese lady. They had a translator, the whole nine.
Okay.
And they came into the studio right over there off of Howe Avenue, 4615 Howe Avenue, and listened to some more tracks. And this lady, pulled out a checkbook and started writing checks. And they bought a couple songs from me, couple tracks from me. And I mean, that was my first lick.
That lets you know.
Yeah, and that opened up the door for me in Japan.
Yeah.
Now after that, everything was good. I was bouncing back and forth. I did get into it with the guitar player named Shino, because he wanted to alter the music, and I was like, that wasn't in the contract.
Right.
So, it caused a little rift. So what caused Salya, hold on one second. So that caused Salya to have to come and record in the States. So we recorded her album in the United States. So I end up engineering her album, doing arrangements, mixing,
Nice.
doing everything on her album. It was a real big project. Real big project. And it really opened me up to the Japanese, the J-pop community and the K-pop community.
Right.
That's how I got into that. That's how I got into that lane. I'm an R&B hip hop guy. Huh?
You were there before it got popular.
Yeah. So, and I started to learn, like, hey, this is where it's at. You can't be so one dimensional. And I saw how much love that they actually had for our culture.
Right.
Aside from the politics and the BS. It's a lot of love out there for us.
Man, I just heard 3 Korean dudes singing this gospel song, and if you didn't look at them, you'd swear it was a black group, soulful sounding, in the pocket, and I'm like, dang, that's amazing. So I can relate to exactly what you're saying. So do you know where the artist is, the Japanese artist is today? Is she still recording?
She's still recording. Actually, she's bigger than what she was then. So she used to do the soundtracks for the anime cartoons like Cowboy Bebop, stuff like that. So she was already, a name. So it was a bigger situation after that.
Right. That's all right. So all together, you play about 4 different instruments. And how long you been in the biz?
Oh man, gigging wise or
all together, include everything.
All together, since I was a teenager, since I was probably like 15, 16, because I was actually gigging during that time with a jazz band playing saxophone. So they would try to sneak me into venues and things like that, dress me up a little bit.
Look, you got that Teddy Riley thing going on. They put you on the stool because they said he was playing when he was like between like 12 and 15 in clubs, and when he wasn't supposed to be even being there because he was too young,
Nah, hey, yeah, they, I come in like with equipment, rolling up, pull out my horn. As long as I stayed away from the bar, it wasn't no problem. You know, I
Right.
wouldn't have drank it. I wouldn't have drank it then anyway.
Right.
So
So you play jazz, R&B, gospel. You play classical too, don't you?
started out, yeah, classical, yeah.
Man, that's amazing. You know, to have such a wide breadth, it makes you more than just generally speaking well-rounded. I mean, so diverse. I think that's something that a lot of people lack. I know for myself, even as a vocalist, I like pop, I like R&B, I like contemporary jazz, some standard jazz. But I'm not really a gospel guy, even though African Americans are known for gospel. Gospel is not my main lane. You know, I'm not one of those guys that riff all over the place and stuff like that. But it definitely helps when you have a good, solid understanding of different styles. So that raises your value, in my opinion. And you've been playing with live bands forever, man. That's amazing. You know, word on the street was that you were like the original keyboard player for Soul City Collective. Is that true?
Hey, look, it could be some truth to that.
There is some truth to it, man. You know? I mean, the referral that you made with our bass player led to me getting a referral to another musician, a drummer, but that's how, as you know, that's how things happen. One thing leads to another, that leads to another, and there's several iterations of a thing before it becomes something. So
I bet you got Nuke, right? You got Nuke playing the drums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good brother. That's a good brother, man.
Oh man, I love his style, man.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and you know, Tim was a beast keyboard player, but man, I mean, I think we just got a good blend now with Tim on keys. We've got Chuck D on guitar, lead and rhythm, and we got a brother by the name of Nate, horn player, and the girls, man, Sharice Reed and Nicole McFadden. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much, we've settled into a sound. So now it's about bringing the originals, you know, because I don't want to go around forever doing covers, to be honest with you. You know,
I know that's right.
Yeah, we started a couple of times doing a couple of originals, but I want to do more and more originals. But back to you, man. So I understand that you have recorded a number of singles over the years. Those singles that you've recorded, they've been hip hop, R&B, or what have they been?
So it's been a mixture of R&B and hip hop. You know, got to throw a love song or two in there. Some hip hop songs, but it's more so about the story that I'm telling. If a lot of people if they really pay attention to the lyrics, you know, I'm really telling a story. To try to paint a picture for you. A lot of times what I hear now in music, people are just, you know, putting the words together, but they're not actually painting the picture. So I try to really create a movie for you in your head with my lyrics, with my writing.
I think that's so realistic, man. I think that a lot of us as creatives, you know, we create out of our own real life experience. And regardless of what we're going through, it's just like, it's definitely personal, but that's what makes it good, because we've been there. We've felt that, you know, we've had that devastation, or we've experienced that milestone. And now it's like, voila, it comes out in our art, you know?
Yeah.
Shit, it don't get much better than that. I mean, when I looked at, I use a lot of these external hard drives.
Oh, man.
I looked at my external hard drive. I'm like, I didn't realize how many songs that I've written over the years. I'm like, dang, I got so many drafts that never made the cut.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know.
What's funny is those, a lot of times we say they didn't make
I'm gonna ask you to repeat that because the internet is just messing with me for some reason. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
We just put the idea back then during that time, but you know, that song we did 10 years ago might be the song for next year.
Right.
If you look at Stevie Wonder's songs, some of the songs were, you know, he had made earlier, and he put them out maybe 10, 15 years later, and it was a hit song.
Right. I know what I chose to do. I chose to take some of my songs either because at the time I couldn't marry the lyrics, so I decided to do an instrumental album. I took all the songs that was just about ready, touched them up, finished them, and put them out as instrumentals because I'm like, man, I'm not gonna have all this music die on me. I'm not gonna die on the music, put it like that. It's going to get to the world. Somebody might like it, you know, and it'll never be heard if I you know, just leave it on the drive. Like, you know, Dr. Miles Monroe said, there's thousands and thousands, if not millions of songs, books, ideas never created, never patented, never copywritten. And they've gone to the grave because the creator never did anything with them. And I like, that can't be me. It can't be me. So I put my stuff out there, man. I'm you know, look, win, lose, or draw. I'm a rest well when it's time for me to punch my time clock. Yeah, man. I tell you.
You brought up one of my favorite guys, Miles Monroe.
Yes, sir.
I listen to Miles. You know, this the idea of understanding your purpose. You know,
Yes.
that's the big situation. Like he was saying, you know, it's a lot of the cure for cancer or this or HIV or, you know, world hunger is in the graveyard. All of that, you know, people die with those, you know. So yeah, I'm a huge Miles Monroe fan, man. And you're right. I don't want that to be my plight. I don't want that to be my plight at all.
Exactly. So, excuse me. So tell us 1 second. So tell us about this project.
Oh man, Broke the Sofa. So the Broke the Sofa project, yes sir, yes sir. Broke the Sofa is a single. That's a single, Broke the Sofa.
Okay.
It's one. Yeah.
If you're just joining us, folks, we're speaking to Brett Stacker, Skrillington, about his new project, Broke
Oh
the
yeah,
Sofa.
can you hear me? Yes sir. All right.
There
So
you go.
it's a single, it's an EP that's coming out, and it's an album, and it's all
Nice.
titled, you know, the Broke the Sofa project. I did this project with Anonymous Records, a label, an indie label, nice label, good label. Yeah, they really take care of their artists. Also, I did some work with Cashminos that'll be coming out. But this right here, this project, this is a definitely. I wanted to drop this song for Valentine's Day, but it just wasn't. Everything wasn't ready for it.
Okay.
You know, just for the rollout. But it's coming out. The song is good. It's a nice song. It's a nice love song, man. I hope people will really appreciate what I did. I kind of took the sound when you actually listen to it, the instrument sounds. I took that back to the 80s. You know, to the so the instrumentation it comes from the 80s, but the style is a up-to-date modern style.
Okay.
So I just did a nice blend man, I had fun making that project. It was a good project. I got a few guys on the album. Like I said, I have Cashminos on the album. I have Outlaw Row on the album. Manny Lupo on the album. So I got a couple people on the album as features. But yeah, this album it's a nice project. It's a nice project. Some hip hop. It's some R&B. Usually with every project I put out, I'll put out something I'll put out something conscious. Like before I put out the song Survivor, and that kind of went over well. Not in our community, but in other communities and everything like that, Survivor went over very well. It wasn't it was more so of a pop rock song.
Okay.
So that when I say community, that's the community I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
So it wasn't a R&B or hip hop feel. So it was different.
So who did the vocals on this couch joint?
Broke the sofa.
Oh yeah, broke the sofa. Sorry, my bad.
Nah, he made the couch joint. Nah, man, I did the vocals on this. It's all me. I went to Rich to get it mixed and mastered. It's Breon for
I know Rich did his thing.
Oh yeah. People don't know. I don't know how many Grammys Rich probably has or nominees he probably has, but dope brother, sat in there, sat in the lab.
Oh yeah.
Iron sharpening iron.
Man,
I know.
Always get my vote, no doubt.
I know he got frustrated with me because I'm like, when it comes down to the music, sometimes I could be a little anal, but I want it to be right. I'm real meticulous.
That's how artists are, man.
Yeah.
That's how artists are. Erykah Badu said, "I'm sensitive about my stuff, Jack."
Most definitely. But it's just it's the thing with me. I know I gotta I trust him when it comes down to it, and I know he wants to tell me, "Hey, Will, man, go sit down somewhere. Let me do this. Let me handle this.
Right.
I got you." But I'm still I don't know, man. What's that? And he'll give me that look. I'll be like, "Okay, all right, man, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and."
So when is the full EP coming out?
The full EP will be dropping on February 27th. That's my birthday.
Okay. That's right around the corner.
Yes, sir. That's my birthday. So full EP. Full album will be dropping, depending on how that rollout goes, how big it gets. We'll probably drop the album maybe another month or two after that. So we're going to South by Southwest this year. As we did last year, so we'll be.
Go, but I got a gig this year, man.
Man, look. Look. South by South. You got to go down there, man. You got to get down there.
You got your own on stage time.
Yes, sir. Got our own stage and everything. And last year, I was on stage with Big X, Poison Ivy. We had some nice, of course, Clay was down there. Clay, we had A1, Taylor G. Man, we had some good, did I say Cashminos? Yeah, Cashmino. We had some good success,
Yeah, he was okay. That's what's up.
So it was a good situation. Good situation.
Man, I can't wait to do a collabo with you on something. I don't know what. I don't know if it's gonna be vocals, music, or both, but I would look forward to doing something, cutting the track with you, in the not too distant future, man. Because I know your diversity, you got a good ear, and shoot, why not? I mean, we've been working from different angles for a long time as it is now, so it'd be just great to expand on the creative side too.
Man, most definitely. I'm ready. You know me, I'm ready. All you gotta tell me, hey, let's link, and it's a done deal.
So do you still work with Agent 9?
Yes. So Agent 9, Agent 9 is actually that's my composer alias. So a lot of work I did as Agent 9.
Okay.
Just so I could, I could walk around and be comfortable.
I got you. I got you.
That was the whole thing with, with the ninja and all that, just the, obscurity,
Man,
the
do what you do,
auto
man.
misdirection.
Look, do what you do. You got to make it work. That's all right, man. That's all right.
So this is actually the first project coming out as Skrillington Bread Stacker. And I've been Skrillington Bread Stacker for years.
Right.
I've been Skrillington for years, since what, 2010?
I know it had to be because I remember that going back to my first basket cheer. I forgot where it was at. But some auditorium, but yeah.
The basket of cheer we did at Samuel P. Massey. And
okay.
yeah, that was the Christmas drive we did. And I had Shayna Queen perform. I had a couple of artists come and perform for the basket of cheer. It was a good thing, man. We did a coat drive, food drive, and everything with Wild Radio. So that went over very well. Of course, we're still affiliated with Suitland Fest and everything. So shout out to Willie Wimbush and Reggie Harrod. RIP for Reggie Harrod. But
pioneers of the whole movement, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So I'm real big on community. I'm real big on building and looking back and helping the next man that wants to be helped. And sometimes people don't know some people don't know they need help. And you still got to help them anyway. But you got to what the words is, be a cheerful giver, man.
Yeah. So do you still have affiliation with the DC locations clubs that you were working through before? I'm sorry, I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, that's my daughter jumping behind me. Hold on.
Oh, okay, it's all good. So as you see, folks, we're talking to Skrillington Bread Stacker, artist, musician, producer, and sometimes you just got to do what you got to do when it comes to production as it relates to being an artist. And all artists are not created equal, but at the same time, artists are temperamental. Artists are finicky. Artists do what they do, and I'm no different, and neither is my man Bread Stacker. We get into the space that allows us to do our thing the way it's comfortable for us, so that we can be happy with the ending result. But yeah, those locations in DC, are you still running clubs and stuff like that?
So I'm still promoting and still putting venues together in the DC area. This past year, we did a lot at Red Lounge, Golf, Illusions, Secrets Lounge. We did a lot of those spots, and we still, have affiliation. But the idea this time is really out of the city. So New York, Atlanta, Charlotte, those areas. Doing things there, and Miami, doing things in those areas.
Right.
We want people to call our name in every city, versus just here in the Washington area. I was coming out of Seven Drum City, and one of the artists was like, "Hey, Skrillington Bread," and I'm like, I had to look to see it. It was Mercedes Stars. So I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And the person I was with at the time, they was like, "Oh, they know you." I was like, I'm like, I do a lot of work. I do a lot of work out here. But like I say, the plan is to have that same effect in New York, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Texas, Austin, Vegas. Yeah, that's Chicago. They have that effect everywhere. Right. So it takes groundwork. It takes boots on the ground, getting out there to those areas.
Yeah,
making connections. So that's the biggest thing is making the connections, because you make a good connection and it's a positive vibe. You can always go back out there.
Right. Yeah, always, like they say, make that first good impression, be consistent, and my biggest thing goes back to the old school: treat people the way you want to be treated. And to me, you can never go wrong with that. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I truly believe that. I know I was raised in that fashion, and I think that's the best energy, because energy is transferable no matter what it is you're doing. When you got the right energy, your intentions and your motives is pure, usually a good thing can come out of that interaction or that engagement, man. So I'm all for it, for real. Yeah, man. So now you said the singles drop on the 27th, is that right?
February 27th.
Okay, great, man. That's great, man. All the best to you, man. I know you're excited about it. Do you have any listening parties or release parties, or how are you gonna debut it?
So actually, I was going to just sneak it out.
Okay.
I was gonna sneak the single out and then do the rollout from there.
Okay.
One of the places that I don't want to spill the beans too much. But
okay.
Yeah, I got a few people. Yeah, I got a few people in place. So when it's dropping like right now. One of the songs on my EP, it was you heard it inside Dave and Buster's.
Nice.
While it's in the it's playing over the whole thing and in the system and everything, and people are they dance and they like the song, they like the music. Of course, with some other production that I've done on the Casaminos project. So it's about putting the right song in the right place.
Well, feel free to drop a trailer in the Soul City Collective group on Facebook. That's where the band is at. That's where all my music is at. So if you part of your strategy, feel free to drop it in there, man. Let people get a chance to see what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I'm gonna tell you, man. When they listen to the Broke the Sofa song, I hate to say it, a lot of babies may be made off of that song. Listen, hey, we might repopulate the earth off that song.
Man, you're gonna make me want to go back into the studio tonight as soon as I log off. Because I haven't written since the last track I wrote was in November, my birthday. I did this joint. It's called It's You. Nice joint. And even the band learned the song, which I was psyched when I heard the band playing the song. We played it live at the Mix and Mingle in Clinton.
Okay.
And I was just like, wow. It's nothing like creating and then hearing it live with real musicians. And I was like, just over the moon, man. And the thing was, your musicians pick it up like that. And the girls, not the girls, the women that sing backup and lead, they just picked up on additional vocal arrangements for it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, man. Yeah,
that's
man.
the beauty of live music, man.
Man, I tell you, man, look, there's nothing like a live band and a live performance. And, I'm not one of those cats that stand at the mic, in front of the mic stand and just stand there and go side to side. I got to work the room. I like working the room.
Yes, sir.
That's my thing, but I'm looking forward. And for those of you that don't know, I was going to post it, but I'll let you know on March 14th, Soul City Collective will be back at Mix and Mingle, same bat time, same bat station. They said they liked us, so we came back, and I was excited with the opportunity of coming back. So that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to come back and do it again for those that meant to come out on November 1st. They meant to come out on January 17th. So March 14th, we're coming back, doing it again, live, same bat time, same bat station, good food, a ton of parking. The vibe is right. And I just highly recommend and highly encourage, check out the show, March 14th. And when the single becomes publicly, made aware, check out Broke the Sofa. And you never know. We have a follow-up to Broke the Sofa called Get It on the Couch. I don't know, but but on the real though, Broke the Sofa coming out from Brett Stacker. And I'm excited to hear it. I have not heard it, folks. But I know that as a musician, he's solid, he's thorough, he's official. So I look forward to hearing the single as well as the rest of the EP. And all those that like good music, look for it, ask for it. Check social media, bombard his page on Instagram, bombard his page on Facebook, on all social media platforms so that you can find out more about this upcoming single. I'm sure you will be pleased, especially if you're a diverse music lover. So, that's what it is.
So what I'm gonna do, just for today only, all the way up to midnight, I'm gonna give a preview of that song. Nice. Just look for it on SoundCloud. Anybody that's watching this platform right now, look for Broke the Sofa on SoundCloud. When I get off of here, I'm gonna actually release it all the way up to midnight. Then it'll go back. It'll go back in the vault to the date, just to give, this is only for those that are watching this. This is only for those that are watching this. So I'm gonna give you all an
exclusive preview. You heard it. Don't sleep.
Yes, Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
That's what's up. Man, any closing comments or parting comments?
All I can say is, man, love your fellow man. Listen to God, because he gonna guide you in the right direction. And stay true to self. That's it.
That's it. So, folks, if you are watching, we've been talking to Skrillington, Brett Stacker, about his new upcoming single, about his journey in the music business. And like I always say, you have to be part of the energy. Being part of the energy is what it's all about. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. And if music soothes the savage beast, make sure you get your soothe on. All right. With that being said, it's all good. And until next time, be part of the energy, folks.
Yeah. You're sexy, so good to me.